Good afternoon or good evening. This is the November 16th, 2023 market review for this channel. So, if you'll recall from the economic calendar, we had a split session. Today, it didn't really do all that much, but I want you guys to keep in mind that split sessions do cause problems. So, if you keep that in mind for now, it'll keep you out of a lot of trouble. So, what's the first thing that you need? This one. What is the first thing that you notice about these two markets? The Nasdaq and the S&P here. Both of these printed very directionless days. So, two directionless days in a row. Is that a very bullish sign, especially in a market that we're supposed to have that's supposed to be just pounding out longs, just reaching for the upside, well, reaching out and touching things? Is that very bullish? I don't think it is. So my thinking for this week is that we made the high here on Wednesday and now we're doing a retracement. So what we're going to do on Friday, in this case, is drop straight down basically. We can get these lines off the chart. They're not supposed to be there. Boom. Okay, so we're basically going to drop straight down on Friday. That's my prognostication. What is my evidence? My evidence is that we haven't run higher, right? So we actually have all sorts of evidence for higher prices. Let's go ahead and look at Dixie. If you'll see in Dixie, if we'll go on the daily, it traded right up into the CIVI, right? On the 4-hour, it created this order block. And then on the 15-minute, we can see that it traded up, came down, traded back into the order block for the New York session, and then it came down, and then it just had all sorts of interactions with this order block. Now, this would be very, very bullish. I'm sorry, this would be very, very bearish in the Dixie, and it would be very, very bullish for the indices if it weren't for the fact that today was directionless in the indices. Now, this by itself, this wouldn't mean very much. But let's go over to the markets that we expected to be the fastest of all. Let's go into cryptocurrencies. Well, if we look at Bitcoin, what's the first thing that you notice about Bitcoin? Is this indicating a fast market? Is this indicating constantly reaching? I don't think so. So deep retracements like this, it's not really doing it for me. I don't believe in that all that much. So I think those seasonal. I think those seasonals where we either chop around or we start retracing very deeply or we start falling off a cliff, I think those are going to be a lot more likely actually. So seeing this today, it actually got my gears going. I started looking at some other fundamentals. If I could look on the weekly of this. If you guys don't know about open interest, open interest during a consolidation, as it's going up, that's a very bearish sign. Okay, so what we can see here is basically consolidation. It's taking out lows, it's taking out highs, it's basically bedlam, right? So as open interest rises, we gain the interest in falling out of bed, basically. So yeah. Also, this is another thing that we could show you. If we look at MSN, so MSN, if we go into the money tab, we're going to see a whole bunch of state-sponsored headlines about money. So it's very important to keep tabs on these. They don't really tell you much. That they don't give you very much information. But what they do is they're going to give you the engineered sentiment that's supposed to be in the market. So, uh, retail money for the most part is very stupid. They don't make decisions based on numbers. They don't make decisions based on chart features. They don't make decisions based on anything. They just look through and, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna go through the decision making process right now. So look at these headlines and see how they make you feel about the stock market. Just in a vacuum, we know where it's supposed to go. We know what it's supposed to do. We know that it's not strong at all. We know that the economics are the economics of the stock market right now are garbage. We don't want anything to do with longs. But if we look at these headlines, how do those make you feel? Pretty good, right? You might want to buy if this is your only decision making process, right? And if we go down, we see, oh yeah, Jeff Bezos, very inspirational. She is desperate. Wow, China is on the ropes, right? So that's very bullish for America, right? Melrose says supply issues. Oh, let's ignore that one. The U.S. economy is doing well under Biden. Well, we all know how true that one is, but gives you the warm and fuzzies, right? So that's what I'm thinking is going on in this market, right? They're giving people the warm and fuzzies. If we go on the 15-minute, and so that way they can trap longs in here. Okay. So what do you do with longs in the market? You fleece them. You take them out of the market. You make them sell, right? So remember CPI. Remember what we failed to do. They're not, well, it's not there in Nasdaq anymore, actually, because we punched through in Nasdaq. Okay. We did not punch through in Dow. But remember those objectives. Those are objectives. So if we look at the bonds, they also support bullish prices. I don't believe in them. I don't think that these are that. How should I state this? Is this market even running? Do I have this data? Let me see if it's glitching out. Very, very interesting. Well, so in the bonds, remember I started sweating whether or not they were going to actually be bullish or bearish based on what the ZB did. Now that I'm seeing the rest of the market react, well, specifically the cryptocurrencies, now that I'm seeing them react the way that they did, and now that I'm seeing these diddle, now that I'm seeing them not really do what they're supposed to be doing, basically, I'm not sure if I believe in those. So really my prognostication for the markets going forward on Friday, I think they're bearish. I don't think that I don't think that they're extremely bearish. I don't think they're going to be blowing out any lows in the marketplace. But I do really believe that they're going to clean up the unfinished business, that CPI. I do believe that they will clean up the unfinished business that CPI put into the marketplace. So really, that's my guess. Be careful because we have so much bullish structure in the marketplace. We have so much what's the word? Well, we have bullish structure in most things. We have bullish structure in most things, but basically I would expect the retrace, and got no other predictions. So anyway, thank you for your time, and good night.